So when you want to pray, I'm saying there is a place, there's a chamber, there's a closet, there's an inner closet where prayer is made from. Jesus said, go into your closet and shut the door. I'm saying that closet can be both physical and then it must be internal. I chose my words carefully. I said can, but I also said must. I'm saying that whether you are in a secluded place all by yourself or you are in the midst of people, that closet, there is one definition of that closet that must be consistent, whatever the case, in order for you to have effective collisions in the spirit. And by effective collision, I'm just simply saying in order for your prayer to strike any chord in the realm of the spirit. The way that you develop yourself to the point where if they throw you in the middle of Wuse Market and you decide, I will pray, in the midst of all that noise, you will be able to enter into the closet that is personal and shut the door. And it wouldn't matter how many people say, Uzo, 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 Uzo. And whatever noise is going on, you have already appeared. And you are now in the presence of one. That is supposed to be where we live. That's supposed to be a normal experience. But I'm trying to say to you that nobody begins there. You don't begin there. You begin by learning moments of prayer in the secret place, in the closet that is physical. You need to learn to pick the voice of God when there is no external voice outside. And get used to it. Because when you get rid of the external voices out there, at least you have shut off some percentage of the sources of the voices that you hear. Then there is the voice, that the noise that comes from within, that you now need to overcome. You shut the external one out. So you go into a secret place, a secluded place, all alone, by yourself. So there's no external distraction. Then there's the internal distraction, which is difficult to run away from. You see, you can close the door again. You can tell your children, nobody should come to this room until I get out of here. No problem. In fact, you can relocate to Mount Kilimanjaro. All right? And that's, you can go into a monastery. Whatever you do, at the end of the day, when you have achieved seclusion, when you have achieved isolation from people, there are all kinds of noises that are internally generated. You now need to learn how to overcome those, because even though there was a wind, the Lord was not in the wind. After the wind, there was an earthquake. The Lord was not in the earthquake. After the earthquake, there was fire. The Lord was not in it. When he came by a small, still voice. How do you pick that voice? When you are assaulted from within and without by voices. Voices that are screaming externally and internally. Externally first, you go into a closet. That's physical. Then internally, you now learn how to deal with the voices that come from within. And there are a couple of things you can do to help you achieve superiority and supremacy over them. One of the things you do is, when you are trying to shut out the voices that are internal to you, there are different ways you can go about it. One thing that helps surely is to verbalize and vocalize your prayer. You see, when you start to pray audibly, there's a way that it helps to, it takes more concentration, because you have to be concentrating on the words that you are framing and pronouncing. Are you here? It takes a bit of your attention away from the distractions that are internal to you. Sometimes those distractions, they still find their way over the voice of your audible prayer. And when they come, depending on what they are, sometimes when they come, you can turn them instantly into a prayer matter. Are you with me? So it was as if Satan just reminded you of something. So when that thought came, instead of dwelling on it and wondering, you say, Father, and concerning this matter, will you please So that matter that was supposed to be your distraction away from the cause of prayer, you hijack it, you suck it into the prayer thing. After a while, Satan will realize that I came to distract. I didn't come to enrich his prayer time. So when I come to distract him, I'm giving him more fuel for prayer. You will start noticing that those things will start to reduce gradually. They'll start to reduce gradually. And what you do is you mention it in about 2 sentences. And then you now say, as I was saying before. You get the point? You say that in your mind and proceed with your course of prayer. When another one comes, give it 2 sentences. So that you know that even though it was supposed to be a source of worry, because you have mentioned it to the Lord, is now being taken care of. So you can proceed with your destiny. If there are things that are that strong that converting them to prayer might not be sufficient for the case, it is good to get a pen and paper. Do you understand? When the matter comes, you write on to do. That thing they reminded you, write it there. Write it there, then you continue in the prayer. I need you to know that whatever you need to do in order to pray, that's what you do. Whatever you need to do in order to pray, that's what you do. Nobody accidentally stumbles upon becoming a prayer person. It doesn't happen. It's not an accident. Not in the spirit, not naturally. Are you with me? So in those ways, you begin to shut out the noise. And what you are doing is you are developing the discipline of focus. You are developing the tenacity for concentration. And then gradually, the more you do it, the more you get used to it. So you are shutting out externally. You are also shutting out internally.